Hello, Happy Dog Farm shooting from inside of the cider mill today. It's not all fun and games. Sometimes we have to work on plumbing, and I want to share with you two things. One, a mistake I made. All right, it's not horrific, but it's been annoying. So I want to share a mistake I made with you. And two, I want to share something that I did not anticipate and how I'm solving the problem. So that's where we're starting for now. First of all, what mistake did I make? If you look down here, you'll see I have an inline water filter that is activated charcoal that knocks down a lot of the odors and stuff of the water coming from the house. The water from the house is filtered once through a particulate filter before it comes here, because we're from a well, and periodically the well chunks up iron shavings that fall down the well casing. And they make their way through here and they clog things. And also we have some wee bit of nose on our water, living in the country on a well. So I have this inline water filter. Now you can see where it is, hiding here behind the masks for when I'm grinding and I don't like it in my face. I have the main water shut off for the mill. So shut that off. Okay. The water comes down to here, and I have a spigot. Now that's the floor wash spigot, but the other purpose it has is to help to drain down the plumbing outside of the mill where it would freeze for the winter. From there it goes to a check valve. The check valve is required by code from the health people. That's fine, I'm good with that. From there, there's another tap. And that tap would takes water exclusively from the house. Water from my volume tank back here can't get to that tap. So if I want to run a lot of water and I don't want to lose pressure in my tank, I'm taking it from the tap, and that's when I'm washing the floor. I'm just using raw well water to wash the floor. This one here in the winter gives me hose water for when that's shut off out there. I can actually put a second tank on here, and I just prop it up, and it gives me a reservoir, a reserve of water for in the shop come winter. But that's kind of a problem, because if I forget what I'm doing and I don't have water coming in and I turn that one on, what I'm doing is back flushing the filter, and that causes two problems. One, I'm getting stuff where I don't want it because it's back flushing. And two, those filters aren't made to be back flushed. Mechanically, they're meant to be compressed, not expanded. So I'm really actually damaging my filter. So what I want to do is to take that tap and put it somewhere on the other side of the filter. That gives me two things. One, I'm not back flushing the filter. And two, I still have a floor tap, a rinsing tap, giving me filtered water that won't have gunge going around. So that's what that's about. Now, the second thing I didn't anticipate was we have extremely hard water here at Happy Dog Farm. Get rid of this. Better than 400 grains calcium carbonate. I test it, and it's really become kind of problematic. I've got an investment here in an electric hot water heater. I've got a really, really nice sink system over there, and things are liming up and it's causing failures. I do not want this to fail. I need to be able to drain this down, knock out everything. So I needed a water softener solution, but I'm very cramped for space in here. So if you look over here, I've got this little corner underneath the water tower with the water heater and volume tank, and that's where the sump is. All the drain water goes into the sump, and the sump pumps it out into a swale in the back. It's just rinse water. I needed a water softener that did not have a brine tank. I don't have room for a brine tank. I barely have room for a water softener. I could not put it outside of here because there's no climate control outside this room, and I would damage everything. I found this product. This is a recreational vehicle water softener. It's small. It's made for two people being used occasionally. That's how the manufacturer describes it. It's got an in and out, uses standard hose barbs, which is good for me. And it's rated, I think, at 16,000 grain. What you do is I will periodically be checking my water hardness to see when this is starting to need to be recharged. But to recharge it, you pull the cap off on the top, drain it with water, and you refill it with a brine solution. The manufacturer's website tells you about the brine solution. And I put it back in series again, and now I'm getting softened water without so much calcium in it going downstream to my sinks and the hot water heater. And that's really important to me. So I asked myself, well, do I want softened water on a spigot? And the answer is yes, because if I'm doing a final rinse on a barrel or something, I don't want all that calcium in there. The other thing is when I'm making up sanitizer solution, those are pH sensitive, and I use an acidic solution. I use Star San, and super hard water with Star San is not a mix because I'm losing some of my total acidity because the calcium in the water is tying up my phosphoric acid. So I decided, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that one spigot over there, move it over here, so it's still accessible, easily accessible, and the water softener will move down towards where the spigot is, just on the other side of the check valve, and the filter will move, and then the water softener will be here in the corner. The water softener will rest on top of this pit. And the reason for that is I don't want water underneath this getting trapped because I really want the floor clean. So having enough slack in the flexible lines going to this and putting it on a trap gives me the ability to wash the floor and squeegee and dry out everywhere, and I don't have water trapped underneath here. So that's kind of a big deal to me. Really not much more to it than that. I have a hard water solution. I have a hard water problem, and I have a filtration issue. So this is going to solve the problem I didn't anticipate. This is one of the filters one of the spray nozzles that goes onto my wash thing. It clogs constantly with lime. I mean, this has been causing some problems. So what happens is I don't get to use the one I want to because I'm always soaking it in vinegar to get this calcium out of here. That is a problem that will go away. The unsightly calcium building up on everything will go away. The aerators on my faucets, the calcium buildup will go away. So I didn't anticipate that issue with our super hard water. You cannot filter hardness out. You need the ion exchange beads of a water softener. So that's what we're doing today, solving two issues. One is a filter in the wrong place with the tap in the wrong place, and two, taking care of my hard water problem. So I'm going to retool a little bit here. We'll get down to it.